Hello everybody, Mike Tenney here at the Tenney School. Today we are here for a new parent testimonial. One of the difficult things about running a school that's so different than other schools is that it can be challenging for parents or students to envision what it might be like to be a student here. So it's nice from time to time to have new parents or new students come and describe how life is different as a Tenney School student versus how it was when they were in the classroom. So today we have a new student, Jay Gann, is going to come and talk about what it's like to be a Tenney School student in comparison to what it was like before coming to our school. And I hope you will get a lot out of this. And again, this may help you understand the differences in being at a school like ours where we feature the one-to-one classroom. So without further ado, here is my interview with Mr. Gann. Well, hello everybody. We're here for our new parent testimonial, and I want to thank you, Mr. Gann, for coming out and being willing to do this with us.
Terrific. We're happy to be here.
Yeah.
And thanks for inviting us.
Sure. I know this isn't maybe the most natural thing. It's a new experience. We're kind of sharing together.
That's right.
I've done a few of these, but I know this is new for you, and I appreciate you willing to do this. So the first question that we had, that we think that it'd be good for people to hear from a new parent is, so what was the one thing, maybe if you can boil it down to one thing, that made you decide that the Tenney School was right for your family?
Absolutely. The one thing that we knew on our first visit about the Tenney School was the experience and the maturity of the administration and the teachers that we met. Just walking through the hallways and meeting the people that we met on our first day, it felt right, and we could tell the teachers were experienced teachers. We could tell the administration, including yourself, were experienced and knew what you were doing, and we just felt you took learning of the students at heart, and we just felt it was going to be a good experience for us.
Okay, well that's great. By the way, we didn't pre-rehearse this, so
no,
I had no idea
didn't.
That's what you were
I'm
going to
just
say.
trying to answer the questions, and when your kids are involved, it's pretty heartfelt. So,
yes.
It's easy to answer a question like that.
Sure, and that kind of leads into, so the second question is, I know you guys did a fair amount of due diligence in making this decision. And obviously you might have had concerns that came up as you toured the school or thought about other schools and pros and cons. What was maybe a big concern that you had about the Tenney School when you visited?
Our biggest concern, which actually proved to be a misconception, was that our son wouldn't have social interaction or as thorough or as much social interaction as he would in a larger environment. And we were quickly proved wrong with that. And what we found here at Tenney School is that there's a lot of social interaction. You know, not only is the one-on-one teacher student a very social interaction between the two of them, but there are labs where several students participate and provides a good social setting. And we've also learned the lunch hour, the lunch period itself, is fairly social. And not only does my son, who's in the 6th grade, hang out with other 6th graders, but he's also exposed to the older children. And I think it's structured in a way that promotes the social interaction. So we're very pleased with that. But that was our biggest concern when we were evaluating
and that's
the school.
That's a big one. I think we see that's probably the number one thing. People come to the school and they're thinking that it's a lonely place to go to school. And so I'm glad that was something that you hit up on as well. And that kind of, our next question was very much tied in with that a little bit, but a little bit further detail on, now that you've been with us for a few months, what aspects of the school do you like?
Here's what we really like about Tenney School is Tenney School is an environment where our son has been able to do his own learning at school for the most part. We do some studying at home, but he comes home, he's proud of the fact that he's got his homework largely done. He knows his tests, but it's an environment that fosters children's development. And it's an environment that he can develop. It doesn't have all the distractions other environments do, and he wants to do well, and he tries to do well, and he wants to please, and he can do that here. So we've been very pleased with the atmosphere and the ability that our son's had to sort of develop on his own without us struggling through homework every night. And he does it himself for the most part at school. And it's been really a pleasant surprise. We see it in his self-esteem, which is good. He's proud of his work. He wants to do well, and he is doing well. And that's been a big deal for the Gann household, which is much happier household.
Okay, great. Good to hear
we're
that.
real pleased with that.
All right.
So.
So I asked another question on what would be another benefit of enrolling at the Tenney School beside the one you described.
Yeah, what we like is our son can learn in each subject at his own pace.
Okay.
And that means in some subjects where he's doing well in all subjects, we think, but in some subjects where he's is just moving faster, the teacher will adjust and accommodate that. We don't really have any that we think he's doing, poorly in at all. He's doing well in all those subjects, but he can accelerate the pace or change the pace to fit his sort of learning style and we like that. And we can talk to the teachers. We like the, at least once a semester, if not more, a parent-teacher night. You may call it something else, but that's what I call it.
Parent night, yeah.
And we're one-on-one with the teachers. We get very detailed feedback that we enjoy, and we can talk to the teachers about the pace, where we could pick it up, what we are seeing, and the teacher will tell us what they're seeing. And we think it's very interactive and very positive.
Okay, great. All right, well, that's a very good answer. Is there anything else that you'd like to add that we haven't already talked about already you think new parents might like to know?
Yeah, the thing I would add is, again, I may have hit it on our first point, but the maturity of the teaching staff and their knowledge. And again, I think that the fewer distractions here not only is good for the students, but I think it's perhaps good for the teachers because it allows them to teach, which they want to do, I'm sure. And we're just real pleased with that. And that's what I'd like to add as an additional comment.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. That is you like hit on some of the big points that we always bring up with families, and it's like you're reading our mind on the things.
Well,
that
we
like
started with
people
a
to
blank piece of paper and tried to write down our thoughts. Very genuinely, I'm glad they conformed, but it's certainly just our blank piece of paper trying to respond to the questions.
All right. Well, we really appreciate you coming out here and doing with us.
And we thank you for everything you're doing for us.
Absolutely.
Great.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. I hope you got a lot out of that. I really appreciate Mr. Gann for coming out and giving us his perspective in a candid way. And I hope you guys got a lot out of it too. If you'd like to see further videos as they come out from us, please like us, subscribe to our channel, leave us a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. You can always go to our website and schedule a tour if you'd like to come and see our program in person. So we look forward to seeing you guys next time. Have a great day.